Hello, this is a Collect Tech video review of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City Dual Disc Launcher. I say the Dual Disc Launcher because that's what it was actually marketed as back in probably about 2004, maybe 2003. I couldn't really find out that much information about when these were made, and of course I've lost the box over the last decade or so. So I bought this back when it came out for a retail price of probably, I think, 25 to £30, which was I was so happy when I got it because it's so accurate to the show. There are some differences, but I mean those are things which they really had to do to produce this. So what you're looking at it now, you're looking at it in its stowed form. This is the form that it takes in the show when they're wandering around the city looking for games. It's very big and quite tricky to use in this mode, but luckily the main gimmick of the toy is that you press a little button on the bottom and it does what we see it do in the show, and it does it pretty well. If we press the button, we'll see it flip into the duel mode, which looks quite frankly phenomenal. It's virtually identical to the show, except for the graveyard zone being a little bit higher up. But that's fine. And also, the spell and trap cards have to be put in front of the monster card zone, which is a bit weird. In the TV series, they went behind. So here we've got 5 monster card zones, 5 spell and trap card zones, and a field card zone for the field cards. Although that can tear up the cards, so be careful. We also have the deck holder. And the life point counter, which sadly I'm missing batteries for, but you've got 3 digits, and then the fourth is just a button to turn the lights on. Important to mention also, when you activate the system, when you flip it, the electrics come on. It'll hold a 40 card deck easily, and even a few more. Probably looking at about 45 cards before it gets a bit tricky. And then this little door flips up, although it doesn't do much good. I've spilt cards when I was younger all over the concrete outside, and they've been destroyed. And my main issue with this, and it's not that a lot of people are going to say, well, it doesn't hold cards that are in sleeves, and that is sad, but at the end of the day, you're never going to play a proper game with this. I mean, it's fun if you're a child, but yeah. So yeah, on top of not holding sleeved cards, the graveyard will only hold a kind of maximum of 20, or maybe 20 cards if you're lucky, 15 easily. So that's a serious problem, especially nowadays with graveyards, massive graveyards in games. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. But otherwise, this is one of my favourite toys. Although the most important point, cosplay has become more popular than ever. And this is the ultimate cosplay accessory for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Cosplay from the season of the anime. So these things are really, really rare. You hardly ever see them online. eBay there are a few, but they're very, very expensive, the buy it now ones. So if you ever see one of these in a car boot sale, or if you ever see one in a charity shop for any less than a tenner, buy it. Because the ones on eBay are about 50 quid, and you don't want to be spending that on this really. I mean, it's a really nice thing to have, but I wouldn't go out of your way. If you ever see one of these, or if you ever see one of these, or the Chaos Dual Disc on eBay, in a car boot sale or a charity shop, buy it, because you never know when you might want one. I've skipped over these in charity shops when I really should have bought them. So anyway, that's my review of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc Launcher. It's wonderful. I strongly recommend you get one if you see one cheap.